was in the last game. So at least back-to-back games with consistency for one of the rare times with Wyoming and their injuries. San Jose State, it is their usual starting five with head coach and Tim Miles. And for Tim Miles, only starting lineup that he's had. So it's kind of a divergence. One team battled injuries throughout. San Jose State's had that consistency.
It's completely different perspectives between these two staffs of how they've been able to prepare for each upcoming game.
The opening tip goes out of bounds. So Wyoming, the team that gets the first possession, come in just 2-7 in Mountain West play, but coming in winners of 2 of 3, including a win in their last game, perhaps one of their best of the season, hitting 13 threes in their win against Fresno State.
They were built on the three a lot a season ago after playing inside out with the Graham Ike, who's out the rest of the season with a foot injury. But Noah Reynolds, Wenzel, other guys will definitely have a green light from beyond the arc.
Maya Odin, the first three-pointer short, but Wyoming gets the offensive rebound. Thompson rolling to the rim, commits the offensive foul. So Hunter Thompson, his 4th game back. We were going to mention a lot of Wyoming's injuries and illnesses throughout. He commits the offensive foul.
Well, Thompson's got the chance to simply catch and go up for the finish. Moore draws the charge, but that's an area of Thompson's game that has never really developed. He's a pick-and-pop 5. Nearly 80% of his field goal attempts come from beyond the three-point line.
Amari Moore sent towards half court. Our San Jose State team off to their best start ever in Mountain West play. Diallo, offensive rebound and the stick back. 7-footer from Senegal. It's the game's first basket. Odin penetrates and lays it in. Jeremiah Odin active in the early going.
Quick decision from Odom. You saw that in pregame warm-ups with footwork and working on different actions of reading screens. That was taken from workout to game setting very nicely.
Amari Moore putting together an excellent season. Vying for a spot on the all-conference team. 16 points per game. That's 5th in the league. And he's also 2nd in the conference in assists. Maldonado is a playmaker. All-conference first team a season ago. Not the way, but last touch by Moore.
We will say the name Moore an awful lot because he is a do-it-all type of perimeter player for San Jose State. Leads them in scoring, but he's probably at his best when he's making plays for others. Averages right around 5 assists, as you mentioned.
He was honored before the game for picking up his 1,000th career point. The 16th member of San Jose State to score 1,000 points. Late shot clock for Wyoming. It's time for Reynolds, the team's leading scorer, to go to work. Off the heel, Diallo pulls the board. Moore, pull-up 3. Not much of a high-volume shooter, but he'll take it. Tolbert, the offensive rebound, and sticks it back. Sage Tolbert, the senior from New Orleans.
Well, Tolbert arrived via the transfer portal, which is a common theme throughout all of college basketball. But a season ago at Temple, in 11 starts, averages a little over 3 points per game. But what Tim Miles says he brings is just a dedicated work ethic every single day. He does the little things. He's not worried about scoring. He wants to impact the win-loss column, and he does it by being active on the glass, such as that last possession.
And San Jose State, one of the best rebounding teams in the country. They're 5th in the nation in rebound margin.
Well, Coach Miles told us today at shoot-around, that was one of the weaknesses they had as a team last year. They decided to really focus on that, and it's become a strength this season.
No rebound on that 3. Nate Barnhart. Both the bigs who start in this new big Wyoming starting 5 can shoot the 3. Anderson, a big shooter as well, that time too strong, and Maldonado on the run. Wyoming started the season 3-1. They've lost 13 of 17 since. Amari Moore in the passing lane. Tolbert already an and one in this game. Back to work on the block and gets fouled. So a 63% free throw shooter will head to the line after the foul on Odin.
Maldonado, one of the best in the conference at breaking the defense down, creates so much attention, kicks it out to Barnhart for the three. But when you're going to close out to not a knockdown shooter such as Tolbert, you've got to close out short, get a hand up, make him shoot over the top. Don't give him a driving angle. Don't want to get put in foul pressure situations early in the game.
3 points already. See his season averages. Though at just a season low 2 points last time out in the loss to San Diego State. It was the off week for San Jose, the midweek. Noah Reynolds checks out of the game. And Brandon Wenzel in for Wyoming for the first time. Anderson all over Thompson, needs to get rid of it. Barnhart. Wenzel in the corner. Misses the three short. Cardenas chases the rebound. Cardenas transition. The trail man hits. Alvaro Cardenas.
He's made the most threes on this Spartan ball club. He's made a nice jump from freshman to sophomore year. Coach Tim Miles says he puts in as much time as any player he's been around during his coaching career.
He also mentioned the amount of time that he had to recruit Cardenas over Zoom. Cardenas from Spain. And that recruitment was going on during the COVID pause. So it was a unique recruitment for now the sophomore out of Spain.
Well, many coaches' programs had to go through that similar process of recruiting over Zoom. Many times coaches got fooled in that process. Sometimes players got fooled in that process. That's one reason I think you saw a lot of turnover in rosters this season ago.
Robert Viola, the Fresno State transfer, in for San Jose State. Moore short on the runner. Tolbert tips the rebound, but last touched by Wyoming. San Jose State ball when you come back. Cardenas for San Jose State. Team that's near the bottom of the conference at three-point percentage, using the long ball early.
There are roughly 450,000 adults in Wyoming, and 1/3 of them have pre-diabetes. That's nearly 150,000 people, and over 80% of them don't even know it. But you can. Take one simple test to find out if you're at risk of pre-diabetes. It's only 7 questions, and you'll be done in less than 1 minute. Let's find out, Wyoming, and start reversing pre-diabetes today at findoutwy.org.
Your granddaughter's gonna love that.
Third-generation sailor.
Sailor? Make sure she joins USAA.
My family loves USAA.
We've been members for 40 years.
But you can keep trying, though.
USAA, it's for the military community. Come to TurboTax and don't do your taxes. Meet with an expert who will do them for you, so you can do not taxes.
When you buy a box of Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, you can support my mission. Yes, Jalen. Well said.
Give your business an advantage right now with nationwide 5G from T-Mobile for Business. Unlock new insights and efficiency with leading ultra-capacity 5G coverage. T-Mobile for Business has 5G that's ready right now.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by National. Go National. Go like a pro. By Pronamel. Protect your enamel for strong, healthy teeth. And by AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure.
Amari Moore celebrating with his teammates before the game. The senior from Pasadena, California, picked up his 1,000th point of his Spartan career, 17th of January. Just the 16th player in school history to do it.
Well, he's a tremendous all-around player. All is said and done, he will probably crack the top 10 in scoring. He's already in the top 10 in assists, blocks, as well as steals. So tremendous career. He will have a chance to play at the next level. He is that talented.
He's 6'6". And we're talking to Coach Tim Miles last year. And there's, oh my goodness! Sage Tolbert on everybody's head. And a foul.
Tremendous execution, baseline out of bounds. Throw it up, Tolbert seems to keep going and going. What a finish.
Up high, down smooth, but are also a technical foul. As Moore hits the free throw, I believe it was on the Wyoming bench. We don't have immediate clarification on that, but I believe it's on the Wyoming bench for the technical foul, and that's why Amari Moore at the free throw line for two. Before the free throw upcoming for San Jose State. So that's indeed how they rule. Technical foul on the bench. A couple of free throws for Moore. It's a technical on Jeff Linder. I'm not sure exactly what he was irate about out of that stop action.
Miscommunication is many times a reason for a breakdown on a baseline out of bounds. Teams will go through the most used actions during shoot around. Wyoming was not able to take that action away.
What a start for San Jose State. 16 of the game's first 21 points. Wenzel races to the rim and draws the foul on Garrett Anderson.
Well, this Wyoming team has kind of had to reinvent themselves early in the season and then again throughout the season as it's progressed. Graham Ike averaged this season ago nearly 20 points, 9 rebounds. He was a guy that commanded a double team. Hunter Maldonado played extremely well off of him. They had shooters such as Drake Jeffries. But you take Ike out of the mix, you have to change how you play. So they don't have that low post presence on the offensive end of the floor. And then defensively, Ike anchored everything they did. He could guard in the post one-on-one. He was terrific in ball screen coverages as well.
Of course, he announced yesterday along with the team that Ike will not come back. Now, that was the overarching question surrounding Wyoming from the beginning of the year. When would Ike come back? Would he come back at all? Maldonado spins on the block. That's his specialty. And that time, San Jose State takes it away. He stays with Wyoming.
Well, Maldonado, one of the best guards I've seen in college basketball of taking advantage of his size. He'll dribble to the wing and then back you down to get into a spot where he puts the defense in position. If you single coverage, he can go score. If you double, he's a great passer and he's a willing passer.
Hand check right there in that post area. It's the second foul on Anderson. So Graham Ike, see right there, the numbers tell you one thing, but as you mentioned, and not that Jeff Linder talks about his smarts on the court and how that transforms the Wyoming defense when he's healthy.
Well, he's essentially another coach on the floor is the way many staffs describe a player of his IQ and his execution and skill level. He does so many things to cover up mistakes.
Thompson shooting from the hip, and Moore lassos in the board. Slice it to the rim. Moore leaves it off the heel. And good energy these last couple of possessions as here goes Maldonado. And at what point do you double? There's a lot of the questions surrounding the defending Maldonado, and that time it works. Causes the defense to get into rotation, and Odin pays it off.
But I would imagine we'll see a lot of that back down action because Wyoming's been shooting the ball really well as of late. 14 threes against UNLV, 13 against Fresno. So if you double, you get open shooters getting good looks from the perimeter.
Venus overheads. Tolbert already with a highlight dunk. And one in this game. Locked down to 6. Viola screen. Cardenas pocket pass deflected away, but last touch by Viola. All right, time to take a look at the keys to the game.
Well, I think Wyoming needs to dominate the glass, and that's harder said than done because San Jose State, as mentioned, really good on the glass in their own right. Bring your own energy. It's hard on the road in this conference. You got to get off to a great start. They have not. For the Spartans, share the ball. They've done a nice job of doing that today, and limit Maldonado. He has not gotten any great looks yet thus far.
You mentioned rebounding being a key for Wyoming, starting their bigger lineup in this game. They get an offensive rebound, and Odin already with 7. Straight score by Wyoming. Cardenas got off. Maldonado on defense. Anderson, 2 long steps. Odin pokes it away and saves. Skaden Powell, who's in for Wyoming, keeps the possession. Maldonado in his office. Baseline spin and a wrap pass to Powell. Odin follow and a foul underneath. And it all starts with that mid-post action by Maldonado.
It creates so much attention from the defense. This time it was Odin is able to find a little space, fall away jump shot. He's at the line for another pair, but Odin has been playing really well as of late. 5 of the last 8 games he's been in double figures, including a double-double of 15-10 against Fresno State.
You mentioned the scoring up. First free throw off, Diallo back in. Jeff Linder, after the last game, head coach said for Odin, well, the scoring's up, but team needs to rebound. If you don't rebound, you don't play. And he had 15 points, but more importantly, 10 boards in that Fresno State game. Jose State already 4 conference wins. Most conference wins since the 2010-2011 season. Off on the 3, here comes Wyoming. Odin, step through, Maldonado, healthy 3, swish, and tied at 16. After Wyoming was down by 11 earlier on, they've scored to knock it at 16.
Maldonado, not known as a great 3-point shooter. Those are the kind of ones that he can knock down. His feet are set, he's in space, he can catch and shoot in rhythm.
JT Elder in for San Jose State with a big collision. That's called an offensive foul on the freshman Elder as Wyoming forces a turnover.
After San Jose State got off to a terrific start, the Cowboys climbing back in it. Hunter Maldonado, a big 3 to notch it at 16.
Hi, this is Lisa from 4Imprint. Yes, I'd like 50 welcome wows, 300 customer I love it, and 200 team member oh yes, certainly. You know we got some brand new woohoos.
Dial up the wow factor with promotional products from 4Imprint. We specialize in awesome items that are certain to awe and guaranteed to deliver some ooh yes. From apparel, backpacks, drinkware to high-tech items.
Wow.
I love it. Woohoo!
Go to 4imprint.com and find some wow now. 4Imprint, for certain.
Some things are better left to a professional.
In hindsight, probably shouldn't have tried to remove my own appendix.
Like when it comes to finding financial advisors.
What was I thinking?
So leave it to Smart Asset to find them for you. Take the free quiz at smartasset.com. Then you'll be matched with up to 3 vetted fiduciary financial advisors. To get started, take the Advisor Match Quiz now at smartasset.com.
I was this close. This close.
2023. New series now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Last time out for Wyoming, starting to piece it together. They had a long ball going with 13 made threes. Hunter Thompson at 18 points. Jeremiah Oden, third career double-double. And Fresno State had no answers. Wyoming all over the Bulldogs. 85-62 the final there. You mentioned Jeff Lindner's really had to piece it together this year. Now last year and made the NCAA tournament. Just the first Wyoming coach since Everett Shelton to make the big dance in the second year. But this year, just so much adversity really from the very beginning.
Yeah, the injuries throughout the season, but in particular the one to Graham Ike before the season started, kind of threw things in flux early on. But you talk about that Fresno State game. You look at the offense, and that gets spotlighted, but really what carried them through that day was the defense, in particular the second half. They held Fresno State scoreless for a 13-minute run.
Wenzel underneath, and Anderson swings the elbows for the board. And to that point, the defense, the rebounding really good against Fresno State. 45-22 difference on the glass. Best rebound differential for Wyoming since 2006. Gallo catches the whip pass. Nowhere to go. Moore spins, cut off, regathers, and lays it in.
It shows you his versatility, his creativity when he gets into the paint. A lot of players will get sped up. They'll go off of 1 foot off balance there. Gathers himself and has what I call a patient finish. Doesn't get rushed by the defense.
Early 6 for Moore. Ethan Anderson, USC transfer, in for the Cowboys. Ducell, good shooter. Cut off, and throws it away.
Get another look at that Amari Moore patient finish. Gets cut off by the defense. He keeps his pivot foot down, step through, nice finish.
Captain. One of a couple in the starting lineup, as well as Cardenas. And Heel on the sideline on San Jose State. Turnover. Tim Miles stunned. And Wyoming gets possession. San Jose State had an early 11-point lead. And Wyoming with a big run to tie it at 16 before the last Spartan bucket. Anderson averaging 8 points per game, coming in off the bench. Wyoming with 15 different starting lineups this season. Anderson, his volleyball spikes. Tolbert, Diallo combined.
Well, if you're Ethan Anderson and you drive into the paint and you're that patient with it, you're just inviting the help side to come over. I mean, take a pick. Tolbert, Diallo, whoever was wanting to get a piece of that was going to get a block shot there.
No, in volleyball, you can get a half a block. You can split it between two people.
Might as well on that one.
Do it there.
That was almost in slow motion for Anderson, that dribble drive attack to a finish.
Oden tries to sneak it through, never hit the rim. Shot clock violation. San Jose State closing all windows and doors halfway through the opening half.
That's what Diallo does, though. He is a tremendous weak side shot blocker. 41 blocks on the season. He's already added that to that tonight, but he had 8 in a game against Alabama State in the non-conference.
Cardenas sends Anderson. Anderson pull up from the elbow. Oh, yeah. Trey Anderson getting into the scoring column. First couple of the game. Wyoming's won 2 of their last 3 since an 8-game losing streak. Ducell, long 3. Diallo boxes out. We have 2 big point guards going head-to-head. 6'6" Moore, 6'7" Maldonado. Right now not defending each other. Diallo, Thompson in his way. Extra step. Hunter Thompson providing post defense.
Well, great job from Cardenas to break the defense down. So Maldonado is closing out to Trey Anderson with a live dribble. At that point, the defense is at the mercy of the offense. Anderson, nice one dribble pull-up. A lost art in the game of basketball. So much emphasis is on threes and paint touches. Still got to be able to get to your shot in one dribble.
Travel on Thompson. To that point, attacking a closeout. If you can get into that jumper before the rotation, it could be a high percentage shot.
Without a doubt, and a lot of that is due to, do you have good spacing as a team offensively and understand spacing individually? And then are you prepared on the catch? Your footwork for too many young players is overlooked, but it's so essential.
Cardenas is a coach's son and lays it in with the left.
Well, he gets the bucket, but a tremendous job on the interior from Vihala of kind of carving out space.
San Jose State scores 6 in a row and force a turnover. That's the second steal for Moore. 8th all-time Spartan history at taking it away. Pull up into a 3, bullseye.
Well, you're so worried about him in transition breaking you down. When a drag screen comes, you go under. It's an easy read for Amari Moore to stop and pop behind it.
Maldonado, baby hook, true. This number is a bit down compared to last year. Of course, with Graham Ike, a big part of the offense a season ago. But Maldonado, around 13 a game this year after 19 a contest a season ago.
Well, you would think his numbers would go up, but he's been the focal point of opposing defenses and slowing him down. So things have been much more difficult.
This reminds you of that 90s basketball. Mark Jackson in the mid-post, back to the basket, forced the defense to rotate. That time an easy takeaway. Tolbert, showtime.
Great recognition in the passing lane from Tolbert. Run through the pass, comes up with an easy transition dunk.
Game and run so far. San Jose State, the great start. Wyoming, an 11-0 run to tie it. And San Jose State has reclaimed control. Reynolds trying to get rid of it before he came down. Got trapped. 11-2 run for San Jose State. Cardenas, Spaniard. Moore hit a 3 a couple of possessions ago. This time to the rim. Moving screen though first. Robert Viola guilty of the moving screen.
Well, you said it, Chris. It's been a game of runs. And currently, the Spartans are in the midst of a run. Cardenas, the lefty, finished more stop and pop behind the three-point line. Tolbert getting in on the action himself.
I can't believe I survived.
Jalen here teamed up with Mission Tiger to help us bring back school sports for kids in Philly. So he's officially changing his name to Jalen Helps.
Wait, what?
We talked about this, Jalen Helps.
But what about my jersey?
Already taken care of, Jalen Helps.
How about this? If everyone goes to watch the event right now, I'll change my name.
Deal. Everyone go to missiontiger.com to watch the greatest comeback and see how Jalen Helps helped us bring back school sports.
It does have a nice ring to it.
Right?
Are you one of the millions surprised by Verizon and AT&T raising your rates last year? T-Mobile has Price Lock Guarantee, and that means they won't raise the rates of your talk, text, and data ever. Join T-Mobile and experience Price Lock Guarantee. I guarantee you won't look back. That's a guarantee.
Filing a simple return for free with the help of a TurboTax expert?
Feels pretty good.
See if you qualify at TurboTax.com.
Monday night, 7 Eastern, we bring you some Patriot League hoops. Lafayette Leopards take on the Holy Cross Crusaders. Catch all the action here on CBS Sports Network. Now, Holy Cross is a player in Jarrell Gates. Right now dominating the Patriot League. Leading the conference in scoring, leading the conference in rebounding. So a chance to see a special player on CBS Sports Network on Monday. Has a way of getting to the rim. San Jose State, a 9-point advantage at home. How about this for San Jose State? Tim Miles in the second year of a turnaround job. They are guaranteed a home winning record for the first time since 2016-2017. They come in 8-2 in home games.
Oh, his 26th season as a head coach. A couple of Division I stops. He really turned the program around at Colorado State, looking to use a similar blueprint here. Most recent stop was Nebraska.
I mentioned his time at Colorado State. Had a winless season in conference. His time there turned it around in his 5th year with Colorado State. The team made the NCAA tournament. So he's used to taking teams starved for success and taking them to the promised land.
Kyman checks into the game in first 2 possessions, takes a couple threes. That's not going to earn you extra playing time from Coach Jeff Linder.
His opposite, number 13, Cardenas, lines up a 3. And a rebound grab by Max Agbankpolo, who did not play in the game against Fresno State last time out. Thompson's a pick and pop big. Agbankpolo finds Thompson, flaring to the corner. Can't connect on the 3. Wrestling match for the rebound. Kyman ties up Anderson. Arrow does give it to San Jose State.
But those are the type of plays someone like Kyman needs to come in and make. He's got the ability to knock it down from beyond the 3-point line. 2/3 of his shot attempts are from beyond the arc on the season, but get into the game, get into the mix, get into the flow before you start actively searching for shots.
Kyman was on that UCLA team that made the Final Four in 2021. Moore, doubled, Tolbert hits. Temple transfer, 10 for the starting forward.
Well, he has been terrific tonight. Had a couple big games this year, including 25-7 against Oakland, but he just takes what the defense gives him. Talk about taking what the defense gives him. Maldonado, terrific in back down situation. That time, a great cut from the weak side.
He's second all-time in Mountain West history in assists. That time scoring. Viola, his field goal percentage just off the charts. The reserve big for San Jose State, shooting 76% on the season.
Yeah, we get a packet of game notes to study, and when I saw that, I thought it was incorrect. I had to do a double take.
Check the film, make sure it's true. Moore, careful with the steps, and draws the foul. So Amari Moore is fouled, and San Jose State with possession coming up.
A terrific catch and finish from Viola. The Spartans looking fantastic.
On the final NFL Monday QB of the season, the big game has its headliners, and our crew dives into the history-making matchup between Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes. It's the only NFL show all about quarterbacks. Monday on CBS Sports Network.
Out here, you're more than just a landowner. You're a gardener, a landscaper, a hunter. Because you didn't settle for ordinary. Same goes for your equipment. Versatile, powerful, durable Kubota equipment. More goes into it, so you get more out of it.
Technically, when enamel is gone, you cannot get it back, but there are ways you can repair it. I'm excited about Pronamel Repair because it penetrates deep into the tooth to help actively repair acid-weakened enamel. I recommend Pronamel Repair to my patients.
Great estimations,
Interesting piece. Let me bring in my expert.
So many scratches.
Those are from my car keys.
Such a rich history. This won't do well at auction, but at AT&T, it's worth a brand new Samsung Galaxy S23.
Wait, really? What about this?
AT&T's deal is back. Pre-order a free Samsung Galaxy S23 with a Galaxy phone trade-in. Any year, any condition.
Filing a simple return for free with the help of a TurboTax expert
feels pretty good.
See if you qualify at TurboTax.com.
There's Dan Dickau's best friend, Dak, the SJSU Duck.
So what is he doing?
He just loves that bread. Coming up, AT&T at the half. Brett Stover, Shelvin Mack, John Rothstein, Seth Davis. Standing by in our New York studio. I'm sure there's plenty of bread there. They'll get you caught up to speed. Today's college basketball action. This might have been the best Saturday slate that the season's had so far. Amari Moore, starring for San Jose State in the early going.
He continues to impress. He's got a package of moves, whether it's a floater, a patient finish, and now his recognition and his IQ is getting better. Defense goes under, stop behind, shoot the three.
You do know that Duck has a Twitter account, right?
Does he really?
Duck. Yeah, absolutely. Call Mountain West Games. You got to follow SJSU Duck.
Interesting. I might have to, at halftime, I might have to follow his Twitter account.
More fouled. It's on Ducell. Duck did say couldn't make it for tip-off, so had to come around halftime. You know how Ducks are.
Well, it did rain a little bit earlier today in San Jose. Maybe he found a pond in a local park he needed to spend a little extra time at.
Amari Moore. The Duck has seen Moore score more than a few points. 5th in the league in scoring this year. Just eclipsed the 1,000-point mark in his Spartan career. And what a strange rhythm to this game. It was San Jose State, a roaring start. Wyoming, a big run to tie it. Since then, San Jose State has been in complete control. Noah Reynolds gets fouled. Taps his arm, saying, yeah, hit me right there. Head to the line.
As if the official wanted any extra help. I think they've called a pretty good game up till now, but San Jose State's done a really nice job of limiting Noah Reynolds' opportunities. He's averaging nearly 15.5 on the season. That was only his second field goal attempt. He got fouled, gets himself to the line, but a nice job from freshman to sophomore year of expanding his game.
One of the best stories when it comes to improvement. You see it right there. Points to be had, of course, throughout the year, and the injuries, including Graham Ike, who got announced on Friday. He will not return this year for Wyoming. Points on the table, and Reynolds has been the one to step up.
Wyoming a little 1-3-1 zone now. Typically they're a man team, but San Jose State has been getting the ball and dribble drive actions in the paint, really creating a lot of problems.
They did break this out against Fresno State, did Wyoming. Forced a turnover the first time they used it. Moore left open. Rainbow three, pure.
Quick decisions on the perimeter. Punchy gap with the dribble and then find a shooter in rhythm. Cardenas finding Moore, who knocks it down.
16-point lead, the largest for San Jose State. Now rolls, but knocked away. Tolbert with a strong first half for San Jose State. Big Euro step in the teardrop.
Well, for a team in Wyoming who's typically good at taking care of the basketball, that's their 11th turnover in the first half. Say what you want on the defensive end, but they've got to take better care of it on their end.
Kick ball. Tolbert reaching the foot out.
Terrific ball movement, player movement against the zone, leading to an open three from Amari Moore. But Sage Tolbert, he has come to play. Got a steal in transition earlier. That time avoids the contact. eludes the defender in the nice finish.
And he gets his hands on another pass. Forces a turnover. Anderson turns on the Jets. A little too much. Brendan Wenzel takes the offensive foul.
Offensive foul is
Anderson second.
Trey Anderson. 17th foul. Number 1. Garrett Anderson returns to the smart lineup for Trey.
Easy call by the official. Wenzel steps in front, gets himself set, takes the contact in the chest.
A big story in the early going. Turnover differential. 23 points off turnovers for San Jose State. Caden Powell gets a point off a turnover for Wyoming.
Caden Powell's an interesting young player. He's got good length, athleticism, averages under a point a game, but there's high hopes for him.
Diallo hits the ground, and a little bit too much body that time for Powell. It's Powell's first.
Get another look at Powell catching off that pick and roll. Kept it high, quick decision. Good finish. Too many times the big in that situation will catch, try to put the ball on the floor as the defense converges from the weak side. Many times the defenders that are converging are guards with quick hands. Keep it high, go straight to the finish.
1-and-1 for Diallo. Can't hit the front end. Wyoming get a run going into the break. Ducell off the kick from Maldonado. Perfect. That's what Wyoming needs. They hit 27 threes over their last 2 games. 14 against UNLV in a loss. 13 against Fresno State in a win. More against Ducell, but a 3 seconds in the lane violation called on Diallo.
Previous Wyoming possession, again, it's Maldonado turning a drive into a post-up. Defense has to be aware of it, to recognize it. Defense late on the skip pass closeout. Ducell knocks down a 3. He might be the healthiest Wyoming player. He's wearing a thumb sleeve, a thumb wrap, but he has been available for every game this year.
The only player on the team that can say it. 5 straight for Wyoming. Maldonado deposits 2 on the last possession. Mentioned the Cowboys could use a strong close to the first half. Stop here and get a chance to cut it to single digits before halftime. Cardenas reaching, Reynolds, ball on the deck. Ducell vacuums it up. Maldonado holding for 1. Crosses over against Tolbert. Pivots back, flicks it off glass. A little strong. And that'll do it for the first 20 minutes. Jeff Linder wanted a foul there. Tim Miles will go into halftime with his team up 11. San Jose State playing the role of front runner through the first half.
San Jose State has gotten great production across the board, but Amari Moore has been spectacular.
End of the first half, San Jose State 39, Wyoming 28. After the break, we'll send you to Brent and the gang in New York, AT&T at the half. You're watching college basketball on CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.
Continue to protect home court.
All right, as we take a look at the first half stats brought to you by National Car Rental. Points off turnovers. Again, the turnover difference isn't as striking as the points off turnover differential is.
Well, Wyoming typically does a good job taking care of the basketball. Yeah. They don't average more than 12 turnovers a game on the season, but tonight in the first half, you see the 12 turnovers.
San Jose State, last halftime lead against Wyoming. You got to go back a while. And Wyoming's won 12 in a row against San Jose State. Spartans looking for their first win against the Cowboys since 2016. They're having a lot of those type of streaks end this season as Odin not on the same page with Wenzel, who's starting the second half. He did not start the game for Coach Jeff Linder.
Well, the scoring droughts in that first half had a lot to do with the turnovers. So looking for any combination that values the basketball, I'm sure is part of the conversation there. But they're a team with the way they shoot the ball from beyond the arc. They can climb back into this in a hurry.
Tolbert at 12 in the first half, has to force it here. Not even close. Shot clock violation. So what are some of the things Wyoming can do to value the ball in the way that you're saying?
Well, so a lot of it is just quickly get into your offense and then have great spacing. Awareness of if a double team is happening or a hedge in a pick and roll, get to teammates' vision so that the spacing and the angles are much better.
It's an emphatic rebound by Tolbert. Leads the team 7.5 boards a game. Moore short on a three. Good chase by Xavier Dussel, who's also starting the second half for Wyoming. So again, Jeff Linder just trying to find the right combination. Seems to be a theme all year. Wenzel bricks it.
He's their best three-point shooter by percentage is Wenzel, but that wasn't even close.
San Jose State, one winning season in the last 29 years. Coming into this 4 above the 500 mark. Diallo underneath, showing off the muscle of the Ohio State transfer.
And that shows you the comment you made, one winning season in 29 years. Tim Miles, he's not afraid of a challenge. Year 2 to be where they're at, it's a pretty darn good feat.
Layup up there for Hunter Maldonado. Tim Miles had an 0-16 Mountain West team at Colorado State. Maldonado alters that shot. And then in that year number 5 with Colorado State, took them to the NCAA tournament. Of course, turnarounds in college basketball, I don't want to say easier now, but you see it a lot more now quickly. Maldonado fires and ignites. And he's off to a strong second half start as Wyoming within 8.
Well, the complete landscape of college basketball has changed because of the transfer portal, the waiver of having to sit out when you transfer, NIL. So essentially a head coach is also acting like a general manager. You have to understand roster turnover much better than you would have in years past.
Mari Moore, the off-balance layup. So it's again, not only finding what fits your roster from an on-court perspective, but I imagine it's tough for these coaches to figure out what the right personality mix could be as well.
Yeah, and that was definitely difficult recruiting through COVID. And we've had conversations with many coaches about that. You know, both of these coaches had to get to know personality of players they were recruiting. Sometimes you find the right fit through video conferencing, sometimes you don't.
Kind of has that speed dating type of feel to it. Stays here on this end. Hunter Thompson reinserted.
Well, and a lot of that is when you are able to have recruits on campus, you're able to look them in the face, kind of get a feel for what they want out of a college experience, what your expectations of them would be, and then prospective future teammates. They want to be around guys that they get along with, they feel they can compete with.
Viola, an emphatic block shot, but he's called for the foul. Second on Viola.
A good call from the official. Hard attack of the rim from Maldonado. He continues to climb up the record books in the Mountain West. Granted, he's helped by that extra COVID year. He also had a season where he was able to get a medical red shirt after only playing 8 games, but still a terrific player. He has definitely made his mark in Laramie.
See the points number there. The assist also off the charts. In fact, only Kendall Williams of New Mexico has had more Mountain West assists in a career than Maldonado.
Kendall Williams on some of those good Steve Alford-led New Mexico teams. Talk about the job Steve Alford's doing in Nevada now. Last year, disappointment, turns the roster over. They are really good looking at a potential NCAA bid this year.
Jared Lucas, Keenan Blackshear, Will Baker, one of the best big threes in the Mountain West. Maldonado's finding a groove. He's taken over here in this second half, and Wyoming within 6.
Well, when he quickly gets to that back down game and recognizes there is no double, he goes quick like that. It's almost 2 points every single time.
See how the Spartans respond on this end. Moore, Dussel hounding, step back three, cash. That's a run ender for Amari Moore, who's eclipsed the 20-point mark here tonight.
A lot of talk about him being a potential NBA player. He's got the playmaking, he's got the ability to finish. Maldonado has another nice finish, but I think the big thing for Amari Moore to prove is consistent shooting stroke from the NBA range. I think his greatest strength is his playmaking at this moment in time, but you've got to be able to knock it down from distance consistently.
A little early on Moore, he has 19. He turns it over there for San Jose State. Wyoming flying down the other end. Maldonado in his office. Gets it back, sees Cardenas, and says, hey, let's get in the weight room. Draws the rotation. Dussel the recipient. Rainbow three, back of the rim. Well, Wyoming missed that shot, but Jeff Linder's team in a rhythm in this second half.
Back and forth here in the second half. Hunter Maldonado, the nice finish, but Amari Moore, he continues to shine.
There are roughly 450,000 adults in Wyoming, and 1/3 of them have pre-diabetes. That's nearly 150,000 people, and over 80% of them don't even know it. But you can. Take one simple test to find out if you're at risk of pre-diabetes. It's only 7 questions, and you'll be done in less than 1 minute. Let's find out, Wyoming, and start reversing pre-diabetes today at findoutwy.org.
Out here, you're more than just a landowner. You're a gardener, a landscaper, a hunter. Because you didn't settle for ordinary. Same goes for your equipment. Versatile, powerful, durable Kubota equipment. More goes into it, so you get more out of it.
We've got your back, road warriors. Because we know you're picking up the pace. Steering life at 10 and 2. You're hitting the road. And we're helping you get there with confidence. So skip the counter without missing a beat. Choose any car in the aisle and be the boss of you. Go national. Go like a pro.
Isn't that your car? That could have been bad.
Give your business an advantage right now with nationwide 5G from T-Mobile for Business. Unlock new insights and efficiency with leading ultra-capacity 5G coverage. T-Mobile for Business has 5G that's ready right now.
Not just an ordinary Wyoming fan in attendance. As CBS Sports celebrates Black History, its limitless culture, undeniable impacts. They're in Black History Month, and that's Kurt Jimerson, one of the first African-American players at Wyoming back in 1960. Played in 51 games, averaged about 14.5 a contest. Was among the first African-American agents hired by the FBI back in 1968. Originally from El Paso, Texas, transferred from Pueblo JC to Wyoming, and it's a pleasure to have him in attendance. Seeing his Wyoming team, his former team, down 7. Of course, whenever you do a game in February in San Jose, Black History Month, that statue, 1968 Olympics, John Carlos, Tommy Smith, the Black Power salute. San Jose State Spartans, that statue on this campus. More out of the stop action, short on the three. Maldonado chases the rebound, he was fouled.
Reynolds got hit with a heck of a screen up top. Slow to get up, but that's twofold. That's anticipating a screen, but it's also communication from the person guarding the screener. Ooh, no thank you.
Do you remember the times that you were blindsided by a screen like that?
Yes. I remember one time I got hit in the back court with a screen and popped up and I ran in the wrong direction. That was a little
bit. You in a protocol.
Yeah,
these days.
That was these days. Yes, you would have been in protocol, but I guess I'm dating myself a little bit. But
great pass. Maldonado was absolutely taken over the second half for Wyoming. Set up with Barnhart. He had scored the first 11 second half points for the Cowboys.
Well, that's what happens when he gets going. All the focus and attention goes to stopping him as the ball handler, freeing up Barnhart with the easy pick and roll.
Big Wyoming lineup with both Barnhart and Thompson on. Cardenas late shot clock, ball fake, pretty, and pans it off. It's the reason why Tim Miles calls Cardenas the heart and soul of the team. Sophomore out of Spain, already taking on a big leadership role. Reynolds, he was the last to touch. It's a turnover.
Reynolds has struggled tonight. Only 1 point, yet to get a field goal, but a terrific screen and roll from Barnhart. Maldonado the find, but Cardenas, what an improvement from freshman to sophomore year. Last year, you could tell he was adjusting to everything here in the States. This year, he's been really good.
Out of Granada, Spain. The son of a coach. Tim Miles says plays with that coach's son flair. Layup by Robert Viola. He rarely misses. Transfer from the Mountain West last year at Fresno State. Maldonado cut off and stepped out of bounds. So San Jose State has turned up the heat defensively. One of the great dynamics of this game, you have a San Jose State team that's one of just 7 teams in the country to start the same 5 every game this season. Anderson rattles it down. First long ball for Anderson. He hit 2 of them against San Diego State a week ago.
Not the purest of strokes, but shoots it with a lot of confidence.
7 straight for the Spartans. Maldonado, familiar place, familiar hook. That goes.
I used the term patient finish for more in the first half. Maldonado, that's textbook when you get your dribble drive shut off. Come to a complete stop, trust your footwork, your pivoting, create an opportunity.
Anderson, beautiful bounce for Viola. He gets fouled and will head to the line as San Jose State lead back at double digits.
Hunter Maldonado doing everything he can to keep the Cowboys in it. He's been terrific in this second half, but the Cowboys are going to need more of that.
I can't believe I survived.
much NFL players depend on sleep number? That guy? That one? Holy moly, all these guys. This QB for sure does. I mean, just look at them. This offense, pretty good. They do. This one here, we got a big pile of them here. Yeehaw! Cowboys do. Guys that do the gritty do. Boom! It's a circle palooza. Boom! Circle him. Heck of a bed. Turns out 80% of NFL players have a Sleep Number 360 smart bed to improve their energy and recovery. It's game-changing sleep only from Sleep Number.
Oh, what a good time we will have. You can make it happen,
Voltaren, the joy of movement.
Isn't that your car?
That could have been bad.
Both the Cowboys and Spartans back on our air next Saturday. Wyoming visits the Boise State Broncos. That's at 8 Eastern. Followed by the Spartans here at home against Utah State. Watch it all right here on CBS Sports Network. Friday night, Boise State, a defeat to San Diego State. They did not have Marcus Shaver, big shot shave, in that game. That's what Boise State was missing, and it showed.
You're exactly that graphic. Big shot shave is almost perfect. Last year he hit a number of either game-tying or game-winning shots in big moments to propel Boise State to another NCAA tournament appearance. But it's hard. You take a player like that commands so much attention from your opponent. Other guys have to step up. Unfortunately, against such a good defense such as San Diego State, that's a tall ask.
San Diego State got the win to vault back to the top of the conference. Robert Viola. He was the backup big man a season ago to Orlando Robinson, who's now with the Miami Heat. All-conference caliber big man for Fresno State.
Well, you look at this year in the Mountain West, I think there are a lot of really good teams. By the net, 5 have a terrific chance at making it to the NCAA tournament. Now, whether or not all 5 make it is to be determined how the last month of the season plays out. But there's not a dominant player or two in the league like a year ago with David Roddy, Orlando Robinson, as you mentioned.
Graham Ike.
Yeah, Graham Ike, he would have been that dominant figure, but he's been out with an injury for Wyoming all year.
Crowd doesn't like it there. Maldonado had the ball knocked away from him going up, came down, reestablished possession. That's allowed if the ball was hit. And then a foul sends Powell to the line and knocks in the first. There's Graham Ike. Boy, would have been a pleasure watching him this season. Of course, Coach Jeff Linder says he'll be back better than ever, just not this season. There's a look at the Mountain West in the top 40 of the Nets. San Diego State, Boise State right at the top there. Like I mentioned, these 5 teams that'll all have claims for NCAA tournament spots if the season goes their way the rest of the way.
Well, the bottom of the league has also gotten better. San Jose State last year was in the 200s in the net. They're now around 115. And that helps when you're having the ability for quad 1 and quad 2 wins.
That's the overwhelming theme. Is Diallo working hard? He gets fouled. Heard from a couple of the coaches and analysts throughout is that, hey, maybe the top end of the league isn't as strong, but when the bottom and the middle become as strong as the Mountain West is, it really helps. Caden Powell called for that last foul. That's Ibrahima Diallo, 7-footer from Senegal. Tim Miles working with Diallo. So it's a soccer player who's still learning the game of basketball. You can see how raw he is at times, but he is such an impactful defender. He's atop the conference in block shots, nearly 2 a game. You just have to account for a guy like that in the middle.
Well, defensively is where he makes his presence felt. On the offensive end, he's still learning angles, learning how to seal properly. But defensively, he can really impact the game, protecting the rim, and even with his ability to slide laterally, guard pick and rolls.
Maldonado showing off every move in his bag in this second half, and Wyoming within 10. Those 24 points on 10 of 13 shooting. Moore, his counterpart, no. Responds, and a tie-up force. Arrow keeps it with San Jose State.
When you guard Maldonado, you have to understand you're going to be in a lot of ball screens. You're going to have to guard him putting the ball on the deck. If you don't cut him off, he's a great finisher at the rim, but if you do keep him in front, he's going to turn it into a post-up. He's really good at the back-down game.
Mike Littlewood, Randy Hireman, Roderick Dixon, the officials, they all come together. I saw Mike Letterwood head over to the video monitor for a brief look. More inbounds. Diallo closed out aggressively. Moore realizes it with the drive. Moore with 19, looking for 22. There it is. Four for 8 from distance. Amari Moore, a team high 22. Tolbert riding the hip of Maldonado on the offensive foul. Instead, it's on him.
Amari Moore's got it going. In pick and rolls, he's hit a couple with recognizing defensive coverage. That time, it's just mano a mano up top. Gets a little dance going. It shifts the defense off balance. Elevate, knock down.
Speaking of elevating, off balance elevation. Maldonado and Amari Moore having their own personal matchup. Going head to head. 26 for Maldonado, 22 for Moore. Stays here with San Jose State.
If I'm either one of these coaches, I'm continuing to put the ball in Moore and Maldonado's hands. They have made the correct decision throughout the night.
Cardenas has a crease and buries it. Third Spartan in double figures. He is 10. Ducell off the screen. That was illegal. Caden Powell called for the moving screen, his third foul.
Jeff Linder hollering at the official over there, asking for a flop. Another look at the Cardenas three. Defender gets hung up on the screen. Good recognition. We get another look at it. That's actually, in my opinion, that's a no call. That should not be a moving screen on Powell.
Well, Powell is guilty of his third. I think Jeff Linder's reaction would say he agreed with you. Moore, high rise, fadeaway, halfway down. Barnhart dives to the deck. And a couple of others fall as well. This time the arrow will give it to Wyoming. Ibrahim Diallo talked about his soccer background. It's always the interesting thing. You hear it a lot about players who have started out with soccer, big men especially, wondering what position would they have been as a 7-footer who played soccer like that. You naturally the transition to basketball when you have that height. But keepers are pretty tall. We don't see 7-foot keepers.
The wingspan you would think would be helpful, but most 7-footers aren't agile like a Diallo.
Trail three, Anderson! Spartans fans starting to dance. 9 made threes here tonight, and a timeout for Jeff Linder. San Jose State back up 17. They scored the game's last 6. And Trey Anderson living up to the name.
Is it me, or does everyone auditioning for this health insurance commercial look the same?
It's not you. Health insurance companies see us all the same.
Well, that's not good.
Well, except Humana. They see me.
After my back surgery, Humana sent a home health nurse for 5 days, helped me get set up, showed me how to manage my meds, even sent me a week's worth of healthy frozen meals.
Get out.
Good idea.
Better care begins with listening. Humana, a more human way to health care.
Sadie?
At Nutro, we believe in growing healthy dogs. Our nutritious food is made with high-quality, natural ingredients to help dogs live full and active lives. Let's grow healthy dogs.
Are you one of the millions surprised by Verizon and AT&T raising your rates last year? T-Mobile has price lock guarantee, and that means they won't raise the rates of your talk, text, and data ever. Join T-Mobile and experience price lock guarantee. I guarantee you won't look back. That's a guarantee.
Isn't that your car?
That could have been bad.
Wouldn't it be great if all Valentine's Day gifts were filled with peanut butter? Well, maybe not all of them. Maybe it's just Reese's that are better.
What a show tonight from the two headliners.
They've both been terrific. Maldonado, 26, 17 of those coming here in the second half. Amari Moore, as good as advertised, with 22 himself. But the story to me has been the turnovers. 17 already for Wyoming. The season high 20 against Nichols, 19 against St. Mary's. There's still 8.5 minutes left in this game. They've been shooting a solid percentage from the field. They've knocked down enough threes to keep the defense honest, but they can't get into offense consistently because they've been turning it over.
And of course, San Jose State coming off the midweek bye. You know, one of the things about the Spartans, they don't force many turnovers. Their last game a week ago against San Diego State, SDSU only had 3 turnovers the entire game.
They're typically not a pressure-oriented defensive team. They try to keep ball in front, make you shoot over a hand. And alluding to those turnovers, they've been more Wyoming mistakes due to their own deal as opposed to San Jose State's pressure.
Ducell, he could use it. He gets it. Xavier Ducell.
A big shot there. They're going to need someone else to step up and make a play or two down the stretch here if they're going to make this interesting.
He's a guy who can do it. He made 6 of his 9 threes about a week ago against UNLV in a Wyoming loss. Diallo wants it, gets it against Barnhart. Quick move and draws the foul. He's frustrated. He thought he should have finished it. He'll have a chance to head to the line when you come back. Nate Barnhart, the foul is third. San Jose State's holding on to a 14-point lead.
There are roughly 450,000 adults in Wyoming, and 1/3 of them have pre-diabetes. That's nearly 150,000 people, and over 80% of them don't even know it. But you can. Take one simple test to find out if you're at risk of pre-diabetes. It's only 7 questions, and you'll be done in less than 1 minute. Let's find out, Wyoming, and start reversing pre-diabetes today at findoutwy.org.
Are you one of the millions surprised by your wireless rates increasing last year? You have rights. I'm not entirely sure what they are because I'm not a lawyer. I'm just a charming British actor. But I do know this. T-Mobile has price lock guarantee, and that means they won't raise the rates of your talk, text, and data ever. As if iPhone 14 Pro owners weren't already giddy enough.
Switch to T-Mobile today and get the powerful iPhone 14 Pro on us.
Join T-Mobile and experience price lock guarantee. I guarantee you won't look back. That's a guarantee.
Oh, what a good time we will have. You can make it happen,
Voltaren, the joy of movement.
that your car?
That could have been bad.
A Wyoming team that's had to fight shorthanded all season long. Unfamiliar spot down double digits against San Jose State, despite the efforts of Hunter Maldonado.
He's been terrific, especially in the second half. 26 points, 2 off of a season high that he had earlier this season against Howard, but they're going to need a little bit more of everything he has just shown us. A couple threes on the night, 1 3 on the night, but his attacking off the dribble, finding a mismatch, forcing a mismatch in switch situations, he's been really good.
He's had to carry the scoring load. He's the only player with more than 8 points.
Well, and when your leading scorer is struggling on the evening, as Noah Reynolds has, with only 1 point and 4 turnovers, somebody has to be the guy to step up. Maldonado has the experience. He's got the ability. He has been that guy tonight.
Diallo was fouled heading into the break. Just a 52% free throw shooter. Didn't look like it there. Barnhart left open. Can't make the defense pay. Chases his own board. Those coaches back in youth basketball, follow your own shot. Barnhart did just that there. Maldonado, second effort. No. Diallo hustles for the rebound.
If I'm San Jose State, I'm putting the ball in Cardenas' hands in pick and rolls or Amari Moore. Those have been your decision makers, your playmakers throughout the season, but both have been really good tonight.
Cardenas throws the lob. Diallo drops the hammer.
And there's the decision we spoke of. Cardenas probes in the pick and roll. The help comes over the top to Diallo.
Junior from Senegal affects that shot, but is called for the foul. Maldonado again will head to the line.
Barnhart got caught on the wrong side of the pick and roll and then tried to recover to Cardenas, allowing Diallo the straight run to the front of the rim.
Now Diallo was the one who committed the foul. Maldonado hits the free throw. There's Powell. Going back to Diallo. Now, one of his biggest strengths of his game, blocking shots. Now, San Jose State had a player here a few years ago, Brandon Clark, who I know you're familiar with, transferred to Gonzaga after his stop at San Jose State. He's the guy on top of the single-season block list, and that's what Diallo was chasing this year.
He's carved out a tremendous NBA career as Brandon Clark. Shot blocking energy. Is a great example for young players who want plays called for them, but they don't get them called for them. Make the most of being an energy guy.
Cardenas shorts. Who wants it? Everybody does. Third tie-up of this second half, and San Jose State will get it this time.
Wyoming went to that 1-3-1 zone they showed on occasion in that first half. One of the problems of going to a zone is at times it can be difficult to rebound out of it.
San Jose State, a 16-point lead. Their largest in this game was 18. More for 3. Not even close. And the last 5 seasons for San Jose State, a winning percentage of just 10%. Fading away, Hunter Maldonado. He has a new season high 30, just 5 shy of a career high. He's had to do it all. And we haven't seen Noah Reynolds in quite some time. came in as Wyoming's leading scorer at 15 a game. Teardrop for Anderson. Wyoming came in winners of 2 of 3 after that tough 8-game losing streak. In practice, Wyoming finally able to play 5-on-5 these last couple of weeks after pretty much since October.
Yeah,
short bodies.
When you're not able to even play 5-on-5 in practice, you know, by adding walk-ons,
moving screen,
you aren't able to get the timing in your offense. You're not able to get the defensive schemes down. You're playing catch-up the whole season long, and unfortunately for Jeff Linder and staff, that's what it's been like. And Noah Reynolds got hit by that big screen earlier in the second half. He's not on the bench either.
I mentioned I haven't seen him in the lineup in a while. And right now, not even seeing him on the bench. This is what Wyoming needs. Another player unavailable. Meanwhile, San Jose State has wrestled away control of this one, less than 5 to play.
This is where having an experienced ball handler and more, Tim Miles can just put the ball in his hands, get to a lot of pick and roll sets, let him operate.
Or that quick first step, great recovery to knock it away. Stays with San Jose State with 8 to shoot. Last year, San Jose State was 8-23, 1-17 in conference play. Moore, layup with the right, it's through. So again, we've got confirmed Reynolds still in the locker room for Wyoming, and again, we're not seeing him on the bench. We don't have any update other than that. So again, just continues the story for Wyoming. Win 2 of 3, start to feel like, okay, something's coming together. You have the same starting lineup, back-to-back games for the first time in a while. And then you get another piece of adversity. Moore with 24. Cut off, Cardenas steps into a 3. Oh, yeah.
But it's the playmaking ability of Moore. Because he scored it so well, he attracts a crowd. Defense converge, find the open shooter, Cardenas, who's quietly put together a nice night himself.
Yeah, ice cold, says the SJSU Duck. Because Alvaro Cardenas, the captain, San Jose State's in control.
Team, I need a volunteer. We need promotional products.
I'm on it. 4imprint makes promotional product success easy. For high-quality items, go to 4imprint.com. 4imprint, for certain.
From nutterly fresh nuts to ferociously yummy milk chocolate gummy bears, Nuts.com has over 1,400 delicious snacks to satisfy every craving. Enjoy every flavor of happy and get free shipping on your first order.
Oh.
1923. New series now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
San Jose State, a dominant performance with 3:30 left. Coming up next, catch up on all the latest college hoops news, insights. Our experts will talk about today in college hoops. What an excellent day. Inside College Basketball here on CBS Sports Network. Brett Stover, Sheldon Mack, John Rothstein, Seth Davis. Number 1 goes down today. Purdue falling to Indiana. Duke, North Carolina. A lot of great games today. Okay, here's that Amari Moore handling the ball. On defense there, Noah Reynolds ran into that screen. And we really haven't seen him since shortly after that. Another potential injury for Wyoming, which has been a story of their season.
Just what that training staff and coaching staff want to deal with at this point. They've played better as of late, but they don't need to deal with any more injuries.
Anderson, short. Moore for 3. This is a tip for San Jose State team.
They are, on the offensive end, quick decisions with the basketball. Guys are ready to catch and shoot. They're shooting it with confidence, which leads to made shots. And defensively, they're not climbing up into you and pressuring, but they're not making anything easy for Wyoming.
Just the job that Tim Miles has done so quickly to make San Jose State competitive relatively early. I mean, it was an eyebrow-raising result when San Jose State, in the first conference date of the year, beat UNLV. Like, that was almost like eyes open, this team's for real type of moment. UNLV at the time was rolling, and San Jose State here at home upended them.
Yeah, they were undefeated at the time, I believe UNLV was. You have to handle the ball, take care of the pressure against UNLV because their defensive effort has been spectacular throughout the year. And guess what? Maldonado at the line for another 2.
Came down a little bit tender on that ankle. Viola's 4th foul. Couple of free throws for Hunter Maldonado. And with all the chaos around in terms of who's in, who's out of the lineup, Maldonado has been no stranger to dealing with injuries this season. He continues to grind away. His game is just so physical. Feels like he's working hard with all those post-ups. And he's grinding away for a Wyoming team that again, the season not exactly what they wanted. They were preseason number 2. They had 4 first-place votes in the initial poll, thinking that Graham Ike would be such that huge difference maker as a preseason player of the year.
Yeah, I mean, you take away Ike with his production. They did get a couple transfers, 3 transfers actually from Pac-12 schools, but they haven't performed to the expectations that were placed upon them from fans. There's an adjustment. You know, sometimes people think you go to a different league, it's a step down in competition. That isn't necessarily the case. You have to fit the style that your new staff that you're playing for wants, and it hasn't been the case at all times for those transfers.
3 LA area transfers for Wyoming, key members of their rotation, as well as another Pac-12 transfer. And Brandon Wenzel's been here a couple of years. Hunter Thompson long on a 3. And San Jose State still scrapping away, trying to get on the deck for the loose ball. Gets to Ducell, takes the 3. Thompson tips the rebound, volleys off the basket support, and belongs to San Jose State. All right, Dan, you talked about the beginning of the game, what these teams need to do. Well, San Jose State's built this lead. Let's revisit your keys.
Well, the keys for San Jose State, they needed a 3rd scorer. They found it in Tolbert tonight, and I also thought they needed to limit Maldonado. They didn't, but it really didn't matter. And then for Wyoming, they need a rebound. They did, but they turned it over way too much. They needed to bring their own energy, which at times can be difficult in this building. I thought that was one place they could have been better at, in particular the bench bringing energy.
Well, I know some of the fans here in town, San Jose, of course, close to Santa Clara, where the 49ers play. Their football team was 1 step short of the Super Bowl. Well, San Jose State has a pretty good basketball team that can catch your attention within the Mountain West? You have a Super Bowl pick, by the way?
I don't.
I know you're not much of a football guy. How about Maldonado off the back?
Crafty.
Tolbert.
Never turn your back to the basketball on a baseline out of bounds, opening up yourself for a play such as this. Tolbert, what was that? That's just Maldonado with his high IQ.
See that a couple of times a year. It's always fun.
But it's one of those things where coaches will, early season when you're going over, base philosophies in different situations, they always say, don't turn your back to the baseline out of bounds.
You emphasized these a little bit earlier, some of the keys that you had going in. San Jose State just dominated this game. Other than a small Wyoming run in that first half, tied it up. San Jose State erupted after that. They've held the lead most of the second half. They haven't really limited Maldonado, as you mentioned, too much from the scoring department, but everybody else has been clipped down. As Odin misses the first. Tim Miles and his bunch will try to replicate what they've done at home on the road. Fresno State's their next opponent. The Bulldogs got a win against UNLV yesterday in Vegas. Shot clock turned off. And Wyoming backs off. Fans here gathered in San Jose. Serenade. Tim Miles has something brewing here in San Jose. The 5-5 in the conference. 84-64 is the final. San Jose State controls it pretty much all 40 minutes long.
A tremendous evening from Amari Moore, but they got production sprinkled across the roster. 10 made threes on the evening. Tell you what, they are exceeding expectations in the Mountain West, and they are becoming a difficult win.